Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo. Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shata Srimati Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Rangara Srimati Ki Jai Gaura Premanande All glories to the assembled All glories to the assembled All glories to Shri Guru and Koram Vanchakapatarabhishya Kripta Siddhadeva Chakra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Narang Cheva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We are continuing reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text 31. Adina, but do you know how to make it, put the volume? I think it's a little loud, so. No. Yat Rupam Etat Nichamayaya Arpitam. Sorry, Nijamayaya Arpitam Artasvarupam Bahuruparupitam Sankhya Na Yasya Asti Ayata Upalambhanat Tasmai Namaha Te Avyapadesha Rupine Yadrupametan Nichamaya Yarpitam Yadrupametan Nijamaya Yarpitam Arthasvarupam Bahuruparupitam Arthasvarupam Bahuruparupitam Sankyana Yasyastyavya Topalambhana Sankyana Yasyastyayata Sankyana Yasyastyayato-palambhanat Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine Yadrupametan Nijamaya Yarpitam Arthasvarupam Bahuruparupitam Sankyana Yasyastyayo Ayatopalambhanat Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine. Please. Yadrupametan Nijamaya Yarpitam
Sankyana Yasyastyayato-palambhana Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine Yadrupametan Nijamaya Yarpitam Arthasvarupam Bahuruparupitam Sankyana Yasyastyayato-palambhana Tasmai Namaste Vyapade Vyapadesha Rupine.
Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine.
Yes, please.
Yadrupavetam Nichamaya Pitam
Artha Swarupam Pauruparupitam
Atha Sarupam Bahuruparupitam
Sankyana Yasyasti Ayatopalampana
Sankhyamasya Syato
Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine.
Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine.
Ladies.
Yadrupametam Nijamaya Yapitam
Yadrupametam Nijamaya Pitam
Artha Swarupam Bahuruparupinam Rupitam
Atha Sarupam Bahuruparupitam
Sankhya Yasyashti Ayatopalambana
Sankhyamasya Syato
Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine.
Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine.
Yat,
Yat,
of whom, Rupam, the form, Etat, this, Nijamaya Arpitam, manifested by your personal potency, Arthasvarupam, this entire visible cosmic manifestation, Bahuruparupitam, manifested in various forms, Sankhya, the measurement, Na, not, Yasya, of which, Asti, there is, Ayata, falsely, Upalambanat, from perceiving, Tasmai, unto him, the Supreme Lord, Namaha, my respectful obeisances, Te, unto you, Avyapadesha, cannot be ascertained by mental speculation. Rupine, whose real form. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, this visible cosmic manifestation is a demonstration of your own creative energy. Since the countless varieties of forms within this cosmic manifestation are simply a display of your external energy, this Virat Rupa, universal body, is not your real form. Except for a devotee in transcendental consciousness, no one can perceive your actual form. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Please repeat after me. My dear Lord, this visible cosmic manifestation is a demonstration of your own creative energy. Since the countless varieties of forms within this cosmic manifestation are simply a display of your external energy, this Virat Rupa, universal body, is not your real form. Except for a devotee in transcendental consciousness, no one can perceive your actual form. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Mayavadi philosophers think the universal form of the Lord to be real and his personal form illusory. We can understand their mistake by a simple example. A fire consists of three elements: heat and light, which are the energy of the fire and the fire itself. Anyone can understand that the original fire is the reality and that the heat and light are simply the fire's energy. Heat and light are the formless energies of fire, and in that sense they are unreal. Only the fire has form, and therefore it is the real form of the heat and light. As Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 9.4, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. Thus, the impersonal conception of the Lord is like the expansion of heat and light from a fire. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord also says, Matstani sarva bhutani na jaham tesh avastitaha. The entire material creation is resting on Krishna's energy, either material, spiritual, or marginal. But because his form is absent from the expansion of his energy, he is not personally present. This inconceivable expansion of the Supreme Lord's energy is called Achintya Shakti. Therefore, no one can understand the real form of the Lord without becoming his devotee. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayang Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandehang Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitang Tvang Sajivam Sadvaitang Savadutang Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitangscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Yadrupametan nijamaya yarpitam artha swarupam bahuruparupitam sankyana yasyastayatopalambhanat tasmai namaste vyapadesharupine. My dear Lord, this visible cosmic manifestation is a demonstration of your own creative energy. Since the countless varieties of forms within this cosmic manifestation are simply a display of your external energy, this Virat Rup, universal body, is not your real form. Except for a devotee in transcendental consciousness, no one can perceive your actual form. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Hare Krishna. Welcome again to Akila Prabhu. Akila Prabhu is giving class tomorrow. Yeah, so Akila Prabhu is the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And yes, he's supposed to give class, but we have a schedule and he's giving tomorrow, yeah. We can also, I will open up so we can have some discussion today. In this verse we hear about the form of God. Many people are wondering if there is a God, what to speak if God has a form. And we hear why we cannot see this form. Or why not everyone can see the form? Because only, it is said, except for a devotee in transcendental consciousness, no one can perceive your actual form. This transcendental consciousness is very nicely explained in the purport of the verse which Srila Prabhupada quotes, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. We actually heard this verse on Sunday. No, he was reading this verse, Narahari Prabhu. So I read a little bit of the purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is not perceivable through the gross material senses. It is said, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Nam Bhavet Grayam Indriyai Sevam Mukhe Hi Jivado Swayam Eva Spuratyadaha. Lord Shri Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, etc. cannot be understood by material senses. Only to one who is engaged in pure devotional service under proper guidance is he revealed. In the Brahma Samhita it is stated, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. One can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, always within himself and outside himself if one has developed the transcendental loving attitude towards him. Thus, for people in general, he is not visible. Here it is said that although he is all-pervading, everywhere present, he is not conceivable by the material senses. This is indicated here by the word avyakta murtina. But actually, although we cannot see him, everything is resting in him. As we have discussed in the 7th chapter, the entire material cosmic manifestation is only a combination of his two different energies, the superior spiritual energy and the inferior material energy. Just as the sunshine is spread all over the universe, the energy of the Lord is spread all over the creation, and everything is resting in that energy. Prabhupada here gives this example of the sun, and he spoke in the purport of today's verse about the fire, how both of these elements, they have their energy, which is seen and felt by heat and light. But that the sun or the fire are always the actual thing where these energies come from. Prabhupada, he speaks about the Mayavadi philosophers who are very exalted intellectual beings. And like a primary school teacher, he gives a very simple example to explain to them that actually God behind, who has a form, Krishna, he is a two-armed form, he has a head, legs, like we have, but spiritual. He is actually the reality, and what we perceive here is only the effect of him, and not vice versa, because the Mayavadis say that is perceivable, and the universal form, the Virat Rup, that's the real form of God. But then when he appears as Krishna, that is just a temporary manifestation of that original substance of God. Complete opposite understanding to what we have. And he gives this simple example, like to, if you have to teach a small child, if there is a fire, then you can perceive heat and light, and the heat and light is only there because of the fire. It's not that the fire is there because there is heat and light. Is it, very simple example, clear? It's not that we come somewhere and we perceive heat and light, and then from that heat and light all of a sudden comes fire. That never happened. Whenever there is heat and light, there is fire. Sometimes our phone gets warm. So why do we perceive that heat? Because there is fire inside of the phone, in the form of electricity. When there is light, Srila Prabhupada gives this beautiful example also. We don't see the sun, right? But we can conclude the sun is out, even if it's behind the clouds, because we can see the light. So in that way we can conclude whatever we see here, and in the purport of this verse in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says that everything in this world is made up out of two energies, the material and the spiritual energy, meaning the marginal energy, the living entity. The marginal energy, which is the jiva. And by seeing that manifestation, we can conclude that there is a Supreme Lord behind Krishna. And this verse very beautifully, it's a prayer to the Lord, and Tasmai Namaste Vyapadesha Rupine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, whose form cannot be ascertained by my mental speculation. It's not possible to just sit down and by our mental capacity to figure out the form of the Lord. So if we cannot imagine the form, then how can we perceive that form? It has been mentioned. What's the way? Yes? Love, okay. And when you have love, what will happen? Akila Prabhu? Then, so you have love, and then how does the form show?
You can feel it within your heart. It's like, difficult to explain.
Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilokanen. Like in this verse it is said, one who has love, Santasa Deva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti, you can always see Krishna in the heart. It's a revelation, that's a nice word which we can meditate about. Revelation means the person, like a person reveals himself, meaning he decides, I want to be seen by that person. I have a very strong samskar when I was with my spiritual master Srila Bhakti Chao Maharaj. One devotee came to him and he asked him about some books that were written about Krishna's pastimes, and that person used a little bit of imagination to describe Krishna's and pastime. And so that discussion came up. How is it that we can actually see God and perceive His reality? And Bhakti Chao Swami Maharaj was very strong on the point. He said this sentence over and over again. That's why it sung so deep. He said, it's not a matter of imagination, it's a matter of revelation. He said it again and again. It's not a matter of imagination, it's a matter of revelation. It's not that we can cheat Krishna and we can just imagine him, and then we are God conscious. God has to reveal himself. And Prabhupada gives a beautiful example also. It's not that we can demand the sun to show itself. No, we have to come at the right time and be at the right place. Switzerland is not such a good place. For example, India is better because there it's not so cloudy. But sometimes we are also lucky. We see the sun. And the sun shows itself. It's not that I can say, now you have to come and appear. So what to speak of God, who is the supreme independent? We cannot demand that Krishna, now you have to appear in front of me. But Krishna reveals himself when he is attracted by our love. And that's what Srila Prabhupada came to give us. He came to teach us how to develop this devotional service attitude so that we can see him. We can see him everywhere. I just thought to read a little bit of the Nectar of Devotion, since we are speaking about the form of Krishna. And in the Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami, he mercifully describes, he collects different statements from the scriptures, and he gives us some information about the Lord's body, his form. So we can read a little bit and get purified. One thing also I find something interesting, because we are reading, and when we read, I also heard this from Srila Bhakti Chao Maharaj, and I found it a very profound point. Our way is not to imagine, but our way is actually to hear. By hearing, then we get to understand the spiritual realm. And he was once also explaining, when you read, don't you see something? Like when you read Krishna book, his pastimes, don't you see something? You see something, right? And it's not that you necessarily imagine, but it's just out of that sound vibration, something is being revealed according to your capacity, according to your level of consciousness. And Prabhupada would often make this point that these books, they are not material, they are spiritual, they are alive. And we can read them again and again, and more will be shown to us. And I'd like to maybe briefly ask Akila Prabhu, because Akila Prabhu, you are reading Srila Prabhupada's books for, I guess, 50 years. And I think we all have an experience who read for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that when we read the same thing again, we read the Bhagavad Gita again, or we read the Krishna book again, or we hear the Krishna, our vision changes, I assume, over the years. And if you can maybe share some personal experience you have from your practice, how...
Yes, I also heard it from other devotees. When I started reading, maybe of a whole page of the Bhagavad Gita, I understood one sentence was clear to me. I could accept, I could understand one sentence. But nowadays, it is different. Well, me personally, I understand most. I understand most of it. It's like a puzzle, mosaic. You read, and then you realize that Prabhupada he puts his purport together from different quotes from the Shastras. Now man can see, this is from that verse, this is from there and here, and by getting purified also, the mind, intelligence getting purified, but we understand more and more, like you said, Krishna reveals more and more in the books.
Thank you. Yeah, you're very honest. Initially you understood one sentence of a whole page. At least one. That's why you're here, because at least you understood one sentence. Initially, now you understand everything. No, Prabhupada once said, even if they understand one word, their life will be perfect. There is this story one devotee tells. I don't exactly remember the context, but Prabhupada started to emphasize how important are his books and his Krishna book, right? And he said if they just read one page, their life will become... And then he said, no, even if they one sentence, one word. He said if they understand one word, their life is perfect. Or read, just by reading one word. And it's really important to, personally, I see with myself, that Prabhupada came to give us Krishna consciousness. And that means to actually become conscious of Krishna as a person. Of his form, of his thoughts, of his emotions, of his home, of his activities, of his qualities. That's Krishna consciousness. And I think you all have this experience. Initially, we don't have a taste to hear about Krishna. We don't like to read Krishna books so much. It's like strange stories and killing the demons but for someone who is elevated, they relish such a taste out of that, because they can perceive the Lord. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai Shishi Gornitai Ki Jai. And in that sense, when we chant the holy name, when we hear of the scriptures, this is a tattva, a truth we have to understand, that it's not that now some mental creation, it's not that a mental creation now comes and then it will go away, but it's more like Krishna, who is always here, his person, his form, is always present. Like the sun, Prabhupada also gives this example. Again, the sun is always there in the sky. It's not because it's night and it's dark that the sun is not there. and is not giving it sunlight and its warmth, it's because I'm at the wrong place, I cannot see the sun. And when we chant the name in the similar way, Krishna is always there. He's always present. And we heard He's always present everywhere. And when I chant the holy name, when I hear about Krishna, then He can reveal Himself. It's a very profound point that, but when we chant the holy name, it's the one Krishna we all try to perceive when we chant. It's the one sun which, now the sun is out, how many millions of people can see the sun, or at least the sunlight? And it's only one sun. And we are all chanting, we are all seeing the deities, we are reading from the scriptures, and so many people are doing that, but we are always perceiving the one Krishna, the one Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always present and can be seen by everyone who is qualified to see. So this is from the Nectar of Devotion, and these are the qualities described by Rupa Goswami of Krishna. And the first one starts with his bodily features. And that is also something which we hear, how Krishna reveals himself in a certain sequence. Rupa, Guna, Lila. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. So the name, and then the first thing we see is his form, then the next is his qualities, and eventually the highest revelation is to see him in his form, his qualities, and the Leelas. And he also goes, when he lists all these qualities of Krishna, he goes in sequence. He starts with the bodily features, and then the qualities come, and then in the end we hear about Krishna's flute and the devotees. And so here the first one, beautiful bodily features. Any comparison of the different parts of the Lord's body to different material objects cannot factually be a complete comparison. Ordinary persons who cannot understand how exalted are the bodily features of the Lord are simply given a chance to understand by a material comparison. It is said that Krishna's face is as beautiful as the moon. His thighs are powerful, just like the trunks of elephants. His arms are just like two pillars. His palms are expanded like lotus flowers. His chest is just like a doorway. His hips are dense, and the middle of his body is a terrace. Of course, we need to have good English if we want to get into see something, because if we don't understand the words. Then the second one is auspicious characteristics. There are certain characteristics of different limbs which are considered to be very auspicious and are fully present in the body of the Lord. In this connection, one friend of Nanda Maharaj, speaking about Lord Krishna's auspicious bodily symptoms, said, now here comes a quote, after Krishna, he lifted Govardhan Hill for 7 days and 7 nights. There is a place in Braj, it's called Nanda Bhaitak. It's close to Nandagram, and this is a place where Nanda Maharaj, he would meet regularly with the inhabitants of Nandagram. Especially the custom in Vedic culture would be that the elders of society, they would come together, and I think even here in our culture that used to be, they would come together and discuss about certain things. Like nowadays you have a parliament, and they discuss about what should we do, how to go without society. So that's something natural in human society. And the elders will come together regularly and discuss important matters. And after the Govardhan Lila was performed, then the Brijbasis all went home to their places, and Krishnananda, Yashoda, they went home to Nandagan, and then they had a meeting, and then there the discussion came up, and that discussion is described in the Krishna book. Wonderful Krishna is the chapter, where they discuss, and basically they come to Nanda and say, I think your son is not an ordinary person. You know, it's how sweet this Yogamaya, he's just lifted Govardhan Hill with his little left finger for 7 days, and then they have a discussion. I think Krishna is not an ordinary person. I think we have to be a little careful with him. And in this discussion, one of the friends of Nanda said, my dear king of the cowherds, I can find 32 auspicious symptoms on the body of your son. I am wondering how this boy could have taken his birth in a family of cowherd men. Generally, when Lord Krishna appears, he does so in a family of kshatriyas, as did Lord Ramachandra, and sometimes in a family of brahmanas. But Krishna accepted the role of son to Maharaj Nanda, despite the fact that Nanda belonged to the Vaishya community. The business of the Vaishya community is trade, commerce, and the protection of cows. Therefore, his friend, who may have been born into a Brahmana family, expressed his wonder at how such an exalted child could take birth in a family of Vaishyas. Anyway, he pointed out the auspicious signs on the body of Krishna to the boy's foster father. He continued, and now he describes these. So again, this is Krishna's body. This boy has a reddish luster in 7 places. Let's do some little bit of quiz so we don't fall asleep. Which places are reddish? Everyone can say one. Yeah. Palms, yes. The ends of his hands, the palms. Yeah, the ends of his legs, the feet. His lips. They're reddish. His arms. No, his eyes, yeah. So we have eyes, hands, feet, his lips. Sorry, Akela Prabhu? Not nose, no?
Just a question.
Ja.
What is reddish?
Rötlich. Ja, also seine Handflächen sind rötlich, seine Fußflächen sind rötlich und seine Augen. That I always found a little. If you go to Vrindavan also, you see Shyam Sundar, he has very reddish eyes. You can see. So we have 3 missing, dear devotees. Whoever will guess one will receive a sweet. His tongue? Yes, his tongue. Very good. Then 2. No. His nails. And his palate. That's a little difficult. Palate means the Gaumen. The Gaumen. So this transcendental quiz will continue. Please stay with us. 3 parts of his body are very broad. Aye, slowly. Forehead, chest, okay, and so we have the forehead, is very broad. It's a broad forehead. And the chest. Yeah, the waist. Yeah, you can meditate about this. Then 3 parts of his body are short. Please, only one at a time. Dino Deon. No?
His nose,
No?
his chin.
Hmm? His, genitals. His genitals is one. His neck. Yes, you see how amazing our books are? Prabhupada used to say, they don't know his God. We can tell you how he looks, what's his address, what's his name, who's his family. Neck, no? His neck is short. And his thighs, also short. Thighs, no? These are the thighs. Okay. 3 parts of his body are very deep. Voice, yeah. 1. Navel, yeah, is a very deep navel. And? Eyes? No. Something subtle. Not.
Intelligence.
His intelligence is very deep. Deep intelligence. When we hear Krishna's pastimes, we can understand his intelligence is very deep, because no one can imagine such stories. They are so amazingly his pastimes. When we go and watch movies, we are amazed, but Krishna is the supreme director. He's so intelligent how he will make his leelas. And he shows his intelligence in that way. There is highness in 5 parts of his body. So 5 parts of his body, they are high.
Nose.
His nose, yeah.
Arms.
Yes. His arms are very high. Broad chest, high arms.
Forehead.
Yes, his forehead is very high. So wide and high. This is a little bit contradictory. His thighs. So his thighs are short but high. Whatever that means. Hare Krishna. And his ears are also high. In 5 parts of his body there is fineness. Fine, very fine. No? So what is Tulsi is very fine. No? So what's fine in his body? 5 parts.
Fingers.
Wait.
Nails. Fingertips.
Yes, so hold on. His fingertips are very fine. Sometimes we see hands of an artist here, and I saw some hands of especially women. I'm like, wow, you can see how our. But Krishna has the most very fine fingertips.
His hair.
Yeah, his hair, very fine hair. On his head and on other parts of his body as well. Sorry? No, you can expand it a little bit, then you will be right. No. His skin. His whole skin is very fine. Skin, hairs, fingertips, and his teeth. So the aggregate of all these bodily features is manifest only in the bodies of great personalities. Hare Krishna. There is more, but we can end here. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavan. Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Those who like to go, if somebody has a question or a comment, then feel free. Yes, Mata.
Just a comment. I really like this quiz. You just forget so many points and this gets alive and very near.
Mm-hmm.
It was much better. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Okay, Jai. Yeah.
Where did you read the...
This description, an act of devotion.
Which page?
This is chapter 21, I believe. 21, qualities of Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Ananda. Oh ja, wir waren hier im Kino. Der kam hier in so ein familisches Kino. Und das war schon berührend. Du hast ihn gesehen?
Papa haben den zweimal gespielt.
Okay. Am Schluss die Szene mit Papas Palada in Shingaleshwari, das war weißt du, was ein Shingaleshwari so Buch heißt? Und dann kommt Palada und dann sein Mut sich wechselt.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ihr wart sicher alle im Bliss, ja? Was dieser Film hat.
After this offering prasada, I go and wash with Adokha for prasada for offering. I will bring it up for sure. I will also need rest. It's good. I will. This is my great support for me. If you want, I can serve the prasad and you can go to rest. No, this not. No problem. No, this I don't want to do.
Jai.
Krishna, 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 Ram, Ram, Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Krishna 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 Hare Rama Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Ram Krishna 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 Ram Krishna 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare. Yep. Last one. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna